Matt Lancaster, Indian Valley Braves football, joining us here with Storied Rivals, the Division IV state champions, and a 16-0 season. Always appreciate your time, Coach. It's a joy to get to talk to you every year. And I want to ask, how does this offseason feel compared to others in the past? Because you've been coaching with Indian Valley for 20 years, and this is coming off of a state championship, whereas in the other years prior, you fell short of a championship.
Yeah, it definitely different. It presents an entirely different challenge of anytime you have some success, you deal with the possibility of succumbing to complacency. I know we had some celebrations that went on and on and on, and at some point we had to say, "All right, enough's enough." We got another season coming up here. I know what we were able to accomplish. Was special, and it will always be that way. But that's to talk about for years down the road. We got another season coming up, and we got to get ready for it. So that's been our focus is keeping our kids hungry and getting to work and having a good off season in the weight room. Can't forget what got us to the point that we've been. So I think our kids have done a pretty good job of putting that behind them and getting ready for this season, realizing that what they've done in the past means nothing now.
Yeah, I know you said you're focused on the now, but I'm going to be one of those media guys that keeps you reflected on this game just for a minute because I want to go back to that state championship game because Grady Kinsey scored a touchdown late, I think with like 8 minutes left or so, and you guys went for two to take the lead, which ended up being the game-winning score. But I was watching the highlights back. Did Grady fumble going into the end zone on the touchdown and then recover it in the end zone?
Yeah, he did. He fumbled it, and I think he tried to sneakily like grab it and pull it in so nobody else went into the scrum to get it. And they actually
Right.
reviewed that play for something else, and it was going to be down. The ball was going to be down at the half-yard line or whatever. Then after the review, they rolled it a touchdown. And so, we were fortunate in that regard.
Yeah, that's unreal. Because I noticed that I was like that. No one else really went for the ball, and he was the only one that
He
kind of pulled
rolled
it into
on,
his stomach.
kind of reached out his hand and just kind of scooped it in, and then
Yeah.
in review they came, and I saw it on the replay, and I was like, they're going to rule this a touchdown. This is actually going to work out in our favor, and sure enough, it did. And we benefited from that.
Yeah, you count your lucky stars on that one, I guess. But what went in the decision to just to have the guts to go for two? I know there's plenty of time left in the game at that point, so the risk wasn't super high. But state championship game, fourth quarter, going for two, it's always risky.
It's kind of who we were last year, Will. Honestly, our kicking game was a little bit sketchy. It got better
Mhm.
throughout the year, and our kind of game plan. We actually won a game or two by going for two more often than kicking it, and the 2 points ended up adding up. So we figured we were a little bit better at getting the 2 point conversion. Our odds of getting that were better than kicking. By the same token, though, in that same game, we were going for two another time, and we had a penalty that backed it up, and we don't have a 25-yard 2 point conversion play. So
Sure.
then we decided to kick it, and Colt James nailed it through. So that actually was a huge play that gets overlooked in that game. But really, and the kids wanted to. I didn't. They came to the sideline. We're going for two. I was like, okay, hey, it's your guys' game, and you guys believe in it, and it's something we've done all year long, and they wanted to do it right there in that moment too, so we did it.
How long did it take after the game was over that did it set in that you guys were champions, or was it pretty quick? Or I guess how long for some people it's different. It doesn't set in for people right away.
Yeah, it was really surreal. I guess that's the best word because for public schools, like us, small town publics, the reality of a state championship sometimes seems far fetched and out there. And to be able to achieve that, it just seemed a little surreal. But it started to sink in, and we enjoyed it.
Yeah. I'm sure you guys did. Did you know that early on in the season that your running game was going to be as unstoppable as it was? Because Grady had over 3,000 yards rushing. Your quarterback Ryker had over 1,400 yards, 64 touchdowns between the two, and it obviously led to you guys winning a state championship. But did you know early on that the running game was going to be as dominant as it was?
No, I mean we knew we had a good running back in in Grady, and he can make things happen himself. But having Riker as a running threat there as well, we were excited about. But there were some question marks coming into the season with our offensive line, and we had an undersized offensive line. They were probably the smaller group every game we played, and they got it done with technique and with their hard work, coming to work every day and just getting better at what they do. So no, I mean obviously every year we hope that you have a group like that that can gel up front and come together. But to be able to do what they did, I can't lie and say that we totally expected it would just naturally happen.
Right. Now, I know Grady comes back for his senior year, and then Riker, he's going to be a junior. Does the whole offensive line come back too?
No, we lost a couple key guys, and Jackson Bircher, our tight end and fullback, was a key part up there, and Hunter Peterman, the center. We lost him to graduation, and Dave Stryker, our left tackle. He graduated too, so we'll be missing those guys, and we're trying to fill those guys in right now. But having three guys up front returning is something to build on, and that's what we're working towards right now.
Now, I mentioned Riker was obviously outstanding with his legs as a young quarterback, but how much has he developed as a passer in order to, I guess, make your offense a little bit more balanced when it calls for it?
Yeah, it's huge, and ideally we would like to be closer to 50-50 run to pass than we were last year, just because it makes it keeps defenses off balance a little bit more, and he gives us that ability to be able to do that because he's a very capable passer. A lot of times he just chooses to take off and run it in some situations, but and we're not going to frown on that either. But he's a very good quarterback. He did a great job of managing our offense last year, and not doing things to hurt himself. And that's an important thing to be able to do as a quarterback, is just to manage things. But he can also make some big plays when we need him to.
Now, how much do you have returning on the defensive side of the ball?
We got seven guys back on defense. So again, losing Jackson was a two-way player. On defense is going to be big. Hunter Peterman played defensive end for us. Eric Golder at outside linebacker. Those are going to be some of the three of the biggest losses to try to replace on defense. But we've got a good junior class, and some of those kids have been waiting in the wings, and they've been working hard for their time. And that's really one of the things we're hoping this year that we improve on, a lot, is our defense, because last year we really had to rely on our offense a lot and get into some barn burner shootouts with teams. And so we're really hoping that our defense comes along with a lot of guys back on that side of the ball. They're starting to take some more pride in that throughout camp and 2 days here, and realize that they can be a lot better unit than last year's was.
Is your senior class year to year typically a bigger class, or I guess what is the kind of the makeup like freshman through senior of your team as it sits right now?
Yeah, we have 12 seniors this year. We got we're junior laden team, a big junior class, about 18 kids, and then a little bit smaller sophomore class and about 18 freshmen. So typically, like any other program, some you lose kids through kids by their junior year decide, well, it's not for me, or I'm not, I didn't develop into this kind of player, or whatever. So the biggest senior class I think we've ever had is 18 maybe. We typically average around between 53 and 61 kids, 9 through 12.
Now, what's coming up over the next couple weeks here? Because I mean, week one's obviously pretty fast approaching, and I'm sure there's some things you want to tighten up before you get there and go on your quest to defend the state championship. But do you have many scrimmages scheduled?
Yeah, we scrimmage Fairless this coming Friday, and then we have our preview scrimmage with Orville the following Friday, and then we're on the road for two really tough ones to open up the year in Division II Green, and then Steubenville, traveling to Steubenville. So we're going to be thrown into the fire right off the bat with some really tough competition. And so we've got a lot of things that we need to figure out before then. We're still got some competitions going on for some spots. Still trying to solidify some things with our offensive line with some guys we lost up there. But we've got the guys that can fill those spots. It's just finding the right mix and the right gel, and just continue to get better every day and continue to stay hungry.
Is the challenge with playing against these like Division II schools, these larger programs, like the depth, I suppose? Because obviously, great football teams have great players, but when you're at these Division I, Division II levels, or even some Division III schools, they've got much bigger rosters with a lot more players that can kind of just step in whenever they need to. Is that kind of the challenge? Is the depth and
It
the
is,
amount of
yeah.
guys?
It's the depth is an issue, and the caliber of players that they can pull out of that group when you're drawing from a much bigger crowd. But I mean, really, we see that when you get to playing Garraway and Ridgewood in our league, like their numbers are so astounding for small school programs that they have tremendous depth too. But definitely, when you look at playing those bigger schools that are that much bigger than you, depth can be an issue, and we're going to play 6, 7 guys both ways, and that's what we have to do. And so depth can definitely come into play when you're playing those bigger schools.
Yeah, I know Garraway and Ridgewood, they always give you trouble every year, and they're two of the tougher teams in the IVC. But have you talked to Wallach or Slusser much since you guys won the championship? Have they been giving you crap saying they're
Oh,
coming to take
sure.
it back
Yeah,
from
no,
you next year?
we're friends. I mean, we're friends off of that. Besides that week, we're playing each other when we're competing. We're helping each other out
Sure.
the rest of the time, and we respect all IVC programs, and I have the utmost respect for their coaching staffs, and Jason. And John have done a tremendous job at Garraway and Ridgewood, and we respect the heck out of them. They were all congratulatory, and they were pulling for us too as an IVC school, just like we would for them. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Well, Coach, thanks for talking football, man, for 15 minutes. Sorry we ran into some technical difficulties. I feel like we always do, but we get
Yep.
there in the end, man. And
Usually it's
congrats
on my
again
end,
on
though. This time it was on your end. Usually it's
it was it was it was me this time.
usually it's
Me
me.
this time. But no, I appreciate it, man. Congrats again on a state championship win in Division IV. It was truly spectacular to watch from afar, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys going out and defending it this year. And always enjoy talking to you, man.
Yep. Thanks for having me on, Will.
Of course.